Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am so excited that you were able to join me this afternoon. I apologize for my sweatshirt get up. I had these grand visions of like changing into a nicer outfit, and I don't know what is going on. It is so freaking cold in my house today. I think part of it is it's so hot recently. So we've had the air conditioning all cranked up, and I think I adjusted to like the 100-degree weather. So now that it's actually like a normal temperature out, I've been freezing when I've been in the house. So anyway, I wanted to come on today and talk to you about finding and just more unleashing your inner badass, because this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. Got my pre here, so we are ready to go. This is one of my secrets of unleashing my inner badass. Let me tell you, that stuff is magic. Gets me all energized and excited and just ready to share with you. So I want to share with you a little bit about my story, because you may be looking at me and going, well, like, that's great that you're going to be sharing this, but like, you're already like, you come on, you have so much energy, you like, take care of your kids and you have your businesses. Like, if you follow me, you might know a little bit about, my life right now. But like, you're not like, you don't seem like you're shy. You don't seem like you have a problem with that. So like, what's the deal? Who are you to, to share about this and help me? And the thing is, this is so far from who I was like 10, 15 years ago. I like don't even recognize myself some days, or looking back, I'm like, was that really even me? So like I said, right now, I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. They are 6, 4, and 2. And I own a fitness coaching business, and I do a lot of work with people on their mindset as well, which is part of why I'm sharing this amazing topic with you too. And my husband and I also own an automotive shop, and we have owned that business for 16 years now, which is so crazy. So I've been coaching for 5 years, and yeah, that's kind of like me in a nutshell. But I'll take you back a little ways, because like I said, the me today is not the me of 10, 15 years ago. But as you can tell from the time frame, we had our automotive shop then. So I was a business owner. We started that business right out of college. So I had worked in high school and through college, but that was like my first like big foray into having a career, was starting our own business. And I had always been somebody who was very shy. I am still a massive introvert. I get so nervous about, like, even today, like, even though I do these webinars all the time, I still get that little nervous twinge. Like, it's still there. I've just learned how to overcome it. But I used to be like so shy. I used to be so held back by my fears. I was a total perfectionist, and allowed that to really stop me from doing so many things that I wanted to do. And I just felt like there was this vibrant part of me that just loved life and loved to laugh and loved to have fun and be silly. And somewhere along the way, that person, that part of me had just gotten like hidden, and just, I guess it had just gotten shut down over and over and over and over again. And I had been rewarded, I was like your typical overachiever perfectionist in school. And I had been rewarded over and over and over again for the scholar, the intellectual, the serious side of me. And I guess I had just kind of lost touch with that part of me that actually enjoyed and loved living life. I was so mired down with like, what am I achieving? What grades am I getting? Am I going to be successful? What job am I going to get out of school? And I had applied for these jobs and like hadn't gotten any of them. And luckily, my husband had this idea for this business that he was starting anyway, and I was able to work in that business. I started my own web design business too, and that was like just kind of fizzled out. Like I didn't, it wasn't what I wanted to do. And I was just like, again, so bogged down, but I felt like there was this part of me. And I honestly felt like that was the more authentic part of me. Like that was who I was. I wanted to be like bright and colorful and cheerful and like have a smile on my face. And somewhere that had just gotten, it had gotten lost. It had gotten pushed down. It had gotten just like that light that I felt like I had inside me had gotten so dim. And I just felt stuck. And I felt like I would wake up and be like, there must be more than this. And, you know, I married my high school sweetheart. We have always had a very strong relationship. So like I was happy in some areas of my life. I loved being newly married, and you know, I loved our relationship and all of that, but it was like things that I felt like I was expected to do in life, like were kind of shutting down who I actually was. And it was me. Like I was the one who was not letting that part of myself out. Bye bye phone. I don't want to see the light popping on the whole time I'm doing this for you guys. So, but I knew that was still there inside, and I didn't want to lose that. And that became even more real when I started to have kids, because if you are a mom or a dad, you know that your world completely changes. And it goes from being, you know, you and your relationship, and now there's this other person involved, and they are a very needy person, a very lovable, wonderful. I love being a mom, but I could really see myself because I had identified myself so strongly with, you know, with the work that I did, even though I didn't really enjoy the work that I did for our business. Like that was my entire identity. And now like this mom thing happened, which I really wanted it to, but that was then taking over my identity. And I just felt like the me that was inside, the authentic me, was just getting more and more buried by these layers and like other identities, like things that I identified myself as, that were related to other people. I was a business owner, I was a boss, I was a wife, I was a mom, but like where was me? And I also like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to turn. And I just felt like there was some greater purpose for my life, but I didn't know what that was, but I knew that I was not living that purpose. Again, I loved our other business, but I also knew that that was not my purpose and my passion. And I didn't really know what was. I was so just had lost so much touch with that authentic part of me and what I loved doing and what I wanted to do, that I didn't even know where to turn. I had gotten to the point, honestly, that I wasn't even seeking it. But I had gotten very unhealthy in this whole process. And this was before kids. I had gained a lot of weight. My blood pressure was really high. My cholesterol was going up, and my doctors were very concerned. My family has a history of heart disease and stroke and high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and like all of that. So my doctors were very concerned. And so I had been trying to lose weight and just like figure out this healthy thing for a while. And I that was part of it. I was so stuck. I was so stressed out with our business. And that was not helping. sleeping well, and that was not helping. And I stumbled into these workout programs, like a friend of a friend recommended it because they knew that I was just having a really hard time. And I was like, well, this looks really hard and I'm really out of shape, but I'm going to give this a try. Um, and that was the first step. That was the first piece of the puzzle in starting to unleash that inner badass that was inside of me. And I knew it was. I had been so successful in school. And I just felt like I was floundering. Like, why can't I find my own version of success? And part of it was I didn't know what my own version looked like or meant, but I knew that I had to find it. I had to figure this out. And the first step of that was starting to take care of me. So that is my first tip to you. If you are trying to unleash your inner badass, make you a priority. And this is hard, especially if you have these other roles in life. I think we tend to start to do things, there are other people in our life that need us to take care of them. Maybe it's a parent or a grandparent. Maybe it's a friend who's going through a really hard time. Maybe it's a spouse or significant other. Maybe it is kids. Obviously, kids, like that's your job as a parent, is to take care of them. But I think so often that we lose the idea of taking care of ourselves in the process. And it can't be that way. The only way that you are going to be able to give other people that best version of yourself is to take care of you. And part of that is with your health. I am a firm advocate that, and it doesn't have to be 100%. We're not talking about doing anything super extreme and crazy. I'm not saying you have to go join like a CrossFit gym or something, or like go run like an Ironman race, but start taking a few minutes of your day to take care of your health. That means moving your body in whatever aspect that you can do that right now. We don't have to look at other people and say like, well, they can do 50 push-ups. So if I can't do 50 push-ups, I can't take care of myself. Even as a health and fitness coach, the program that I am about to start on Monday, which I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about at the very end, it's only 20 to 30 minutes a day. We're not talking like a huge amount of time. And some of those days are recovery days. We're really doing like gentle, like stretching and almost like Tai Chi kind of moves. So it's nothing intense. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy, but get your body moving, because any kind of movement is going to release endorphins, and that alone is going to make you feel better. I spent years trying to run. To this day, I do not enjoy running. It's not my thing, but I thought like, well, this is what other people do to get in shape. This is what I have to do. I have to learn to like this. And I never learned to like it. I still don't like it. But I made the mistake of thinking that because I didn't like that I didn't like any kind of movement or exercise or activity at all. And that wasn't the case. I just had to find what worked for me. Another aspect of this taking care of you is eating healthy. Fuel your body. One of my favorite phrases, and if you follow me on social media, you'll see that I use this a lot. You need to eat like you love yourself. And some of the time, that means going and getting a bowl of ice cream with your family because it is delicious and amazing, and you are spending that quality time together. Some of the time, it is enjoying those French fries like I did at lunch yesterday. They were delicious, and I do not regret that at all. In fact, I woke up this morning to a weight loss day, believe it or not, even after having French fries for lunch yesterday, because I have learned what works for me. And I know that I don't have to deprive myself. I don't have to go through life like binging because I am craving stuff so badly and then feeling guilty about it. But most of the time I am eating healthy and eating food to actually fuel my body, and not just because of stress and emotions. And it's something I still struggle with. I do, like yesterday was a very stressful day, and that's probably how those French fries worked their way in. But when I came home and I wanted, like, I was like, oh, it's been such a stressful day. It'll be fine if I have this. No, no, I had to say to myself, you know what, you are not wanting this out of a healthy, you're not wanting this because you are hungry. You're wanting this because you're stressed out. So why don't we, it's not that you can't eat, but you need to make a little bit of a healthier decision, especially because you had those French fries at lunch. So it's just about treating yourself right. And I did not realize for so long what a big difference fueling your body with fresh fruits and vegetables, with whole foods, like not eating out of a box and not eating takeout and delivery for every single meal, because that's what we did for a long, long time. Um, we have somebody coming to fix the destruction in our kitchen ceiling, so I might need to step away and just let them in. I don't know if that was them knocking or not. Hopefully he just lets himself in. Anyway, but taking care of yourself is about so much more than that. It's about those healthy health things, and I guess all of this is really related to your health, but stuff as simple as drinking water. Like, drinking water is a way of taking care of yourself. And I went for years being dehydrated and not even realizing what a big difference literally just that one little step makes. Like I said, I went years having so much trouble sleeping, getting good night's sleep, having restful sleep, just, yeah, literally like going to bed at a time that meant that I could have a full night's sleep and feel rested. Sleep is so critical and important, and you have to prioritize that. I'm not saying if you have like a 2-month-old baby, like, yes, you are in a season of no sleep. But when you start to work your way out of those seasons of life, you also need to prioritize you. Don't use that as an excuse to never take care of you again. Having time to do the things that you enjoy, whatever that is that lights you up inside. And maybe you're like I was, like me, and you don't know what that is. You don't know, you never knew what that is, or you don't know what that is anymore. Well, you need to take the time, even more importantly, take the time to figure that out. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna, oh no, I'm not gonna pause. Give me 1 second. I will right back. Hi, give me 1 second, please. Okay, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. Yes. Hi, hey. I am so glad you're here. So I am back. I had to go we had a massive plumbing issue in our ceiling in our kitchen, and somebody could actually get that fixed. So that's a good thing. So anyway, I am going to, come on now, there we go. So let me just get, oh my gosh, my mouse of my computer is not working at all here. Let me get muted. Okay, perfect. So I am back. Where was I? So I was talking about taking care of you. So you might need to figure out what that means for you, because it's not the same for everybody. Just because somebody else loves to meditate, and meditation has its health benefits and is wonderful, but like maybe that's not your thing, and that's okay. But you need to find your thing. You need to find what it is that gets you fueled, that gets your energy, just skyrockets your energy and makes you feel good. It is okay. Like I was saying, it is okay to take care of you. In fact, not just okay, it is absolutely necessary to take care of yourself so that you feel good and have the energy so that you can give all of that to other people in your life. So if you are one of those people like I am who has trouble, struggles with that and needs permission, I am giving you permission. Please take some time for yourself every single day, ideally. And again, we don't, it doesn't have to be a ton of time, but take 10, 15 minutes, take 20 or 30 minutes, take an hour if you can find an hour. Maybe it's in little chunks. I'm going to move on to number 2. So this is one of the things that I have struggled with the most and was holding me back the most. And this is what I like to call my inner mean girl. We all have an inner mean girl. Maybe if you're a guy, you probably have an inner mean girl. It's that really nasty voice in your head that likes to tell you bad things about yourself, about how, most of us have a story that we kind of replay over and over. And we are looking for things in our life, not consciously, but we are scanning the world for stories to prove that this story about ourselves is true. So mine was always, like I said, I am a recovering perfectionist. I have been able to finally let go of so much of those perfectionistic tendencies. But my story was always, I'm not good enough. And I would have that voice in my head that if I did something that I felt like I wasn't a success, if I felt uncomfortable in a conversation with somebody, if something happened at work, if I fell off the wagon with my nutrition, like no matter what it was, well, obviously it's because you're not good enough. And I let that inner mean girl run my life for way too many years. Like I said, I was so shy. Like coming onto something like this, even 3 years ago, would have been terrifying for me because I was so shy with talking to other people. I felt like people were always judging me. I felt like people, again, I felt like any kind of interaction was a chance to prove that yet again, see, I am not good enough. And really, it's funny, ironically, that was part of why, like, I was coming off, I'm sure I came off as being like so weird to so many people because they were like, what is wrong with her? Like, why won't she just like relax and be normal? But I let that inner dialogue, I let that fear, I let that inner mean girl run my brain. And I had to figure out ways to get her to shut up so that I didn't have to keep listening to all of that. And I could start to write my own story about who I was, about what it meant to be successful, about not caring. Like if somebody doesn't like me or doesn't want to be my friend, you know what? That's fine because there are lots of people in the world who do and who I enjoy spending time with. So who cares if there's some hater on Facebook telling me that they don't like what I'm doing? Who cares? And most of the time, those stories, this is the other ironic thing, most of the time those stories are something that is totally made up and isn't even happening. It doesn't even happen. Those fears don't come true. It's just stuff that is holding you back from your full potential. So, take a little sip here. So what I want you to start to do to help unleash that badass that is inside of you is what I like to say, you need to start building your own book of proof. Now, part of this is going to be doing the mindset work. And there are lots of ways to do this. So there are lots of motivational podcasts and audio. There are tons of audio books that you can listen to. If you want suggestions, I'm not going to start listing them here because there's so many of them. And often we need to target what it is that we personally are struggling with. So like somebody struggling with perfectionism is going to be very different than somebody struggling with like, I can't even think of a good example right now, but some, you know, some other issue like trauma from their childhood or something like that. So like the recommendation might be very different. So that's why I want you to get in touch with me and message me, and I can help you figure out what a good, just a good place to find that stuff and more targeted for you, and what you feel like is holding you back. But there are lots of other things. So like I had mentioned, meditation. For a lot of people, that's what they need to start to learn to like silence that voice in their head. So maybe give that a try. And it's not that you have to stick to stuff. I've tried things and been like, okay, well, that was pretty cool, but it's not like it, I feel like it's not helping me, or it's just not my thing. I feel like my time is better spent doing other things. So, you know, give it a shot, because what do you have to lose? You don't know. If you want to try meditation, there are a ton of different apps on your phone and on the computer that you can get to help walk you through that if you've never done meditation before. Something that I do personally, this works really well for me because I used to look at life from a scarcity mindset. There was not enough to go around. You know, the reason I wasn't successful is because success was a limited thing, and clearly I wasn't good enough to have that. Like that was the story I kept telling myself. And I needed to change that to an abundance mindset, that there is more than enough of everything in the world to go around, and it's up to me to reach out and grab that. So something that I do in order to really focus on the abundance in the world and in my life rather than the scarcity is I do a lot of gratitude stuff. And so I keep a gratitude journal right here on my desk. And every single morning, I actually write down in it a bunch of stuff that I'm grateful for. And I also go throughout my day, just noticing little things and being like, I'm grateful for that. And the thing with gratitude that it took me a long time to figure out, it's not so much that you should be grateful for all the things in your life, you know? So yes, be grateful for the good, happy things. Like right now, I am super grateful that I get to be at work from home in a super comfy sweatshirt and leggings. Like that's awesome that this is my work attire for the day. So I am very grateful for that. But even more powerful than that is the days that I'm like, okay, like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to work from home. The kids got off school early. They're driving me crazy. They are like, I haven't gotten as much done as I need to get done. Like they're fighting. Those are the days that I need to be like, you know what? All of that is going on, but I am so grateful that I get to work from home in my comfy clothes, and I get to be here with them and be here as their mom. Even if I didn't get as much done as I needed to today, I'll figure that out. But how grateful am I that, like, I'm so grateful I got to have those moments with them. I'm grateful that, I got to help them work something out between them so that they're not at each other's throats, so that they can appreciate having siblings. So you can see how if you're grateful for the things in life that are more of a challenge, and you can start to see the good in them, and sometimes there is no good, but you can start to see the growth that you are getting out of that. That's where the power of gratitude comes in. So that is one of the other things I do. And then I brushed this off for a long time because I was like, this is cheesy. I am not doing this. There is no way I am going to, and this is not what I do. This is what I thought in my head. So when I heard the word affirmation, I thought of somebody standing in front of their bathroom mirror being like, I am good enough. I am beautiful. No, that was, and that's why I was like, I am not doing that. That is so cheesy. There is no way I am going to do that. But what I've learned in this last year about affirmations, what affirmations need to be is something that is changing that inner dialogue, that inner mean girl. It is rewriting the script that you keep telling yourself over and over. And it can't be total BS. There has to be some truth in it. And one of the ways that I like to write truth into my affirmations is to actually have an action. So it's kind of like, if I do this, then this is going to happen. So an example is, see if I can pull out, because I have some that are very specific to my, okay, so one of my really good ones. I have some that are very specific to my different businesses, and obviously those might not be as applicable for you, but more of kind of a general one. One of my very favorite ones. If I can create any level of success, so if I can do that, which I have done, I have, like, in literally any level of success, the tiniest little success, as long as I keep going, that's the action. As long as I keep going, I can create any level of success. Basically, I can have any success that I want to have, but I have to keep going to have that, right? So you can see how that's a lot different than standing in the mirror and saying, like, I am a successful millionaire. I am not a successful millionaire. I am not a millionaire. So that's not true. And your brain knows it's not true. But it's very different to say then, as long as I keep going, I can create any level of success. So I can have that success. I just have to keep going. And that tells my brain, okay, like, that's what you want. That's who you want to be. So keep going. And then part also of this building your book of proof, I want you to go out there and start doing little tiny things. Like, if you have this dream, if you have this idea, if you have something that you're like, I want to do this, or, just think about what you want out of life. Like, maybe take a little bit to journal if you haven't. So, like, what does success and happiness in life look like to you? What do you need to do to get that? Start doing those little tiny things. Like, maybe kind of to go back to the workout example, because it's so easy. Like, if you are like, I really, like, I know for my health, I need to lose like 20 to 30 pounds. And I talk to people all the time, and that's where, like, when I started, I had like 40 pounds to lose. So let's say you're like, I have 20 to 30 pounds to lose. But I don't know if I can do it. I need my inner badass to come out and help me out here. Start to build up your proof, your book of proof. Let me shift this around a little bit. So start to build up your book of proof that you are taking steps to achieve that success. And maybe that you go and you you go on a walk tonight. You don't have to walk far. Maybe you only go and walk 5 minutes. Maybe you make one healthier choice. So one meal a little bit healthier today. That is your proof. And as you start to prove to yourself that you can do it, that's where you're going to build more confidence up. You are going to feel better about yourself, and you are going to have that motivation and that drive and that fire to keep going. And like, it's that big cycle. The more confident you get, the more steps you're going to take, and the more you're going to believe that you can actually do this, and the more that badass inside of you is going to start to come out. So that's number 2. Number 3 is that you need to find a place to direct your passion, and you need to surround yourself with other people. Maybe they share the same passion as you, but maybe they're just driven and motivated. Maybe they're like, when you're with those people, you know who I'm talking about. Like, I'm sure you have one person at least that you've met in life at some point. Maybe it's virtually, like seeing them on social media, but when you surround yourself with that person, you're like, oh my gosh, like I feel so much energy. I feel like I could do anything. Like you feed off of their energy and their excitement and their power, and you start to feel that too. So this is kind of a two-sided thing. So you need to find something that you can get excited about. You need to find something that is yours. And maybe you're listening and you're like, well, I know what it is. Like, I know what it is. I just haven't gone and gotten it. And that's awesome. If you already know, you have a leg up. Maybe you're like I was and you're like, I have no idea. And for me, it ended up being, I did not have a background in health and fitness. I was never a workout person. My entire life, I did not play sports. This was the farthest thing like in my head that I ever thought I would get into and be so passionate about. And part of it is the health and fitness, but as you can tell, a large part of it is like the mindset shift that you go through. And your health and fitness is part of that mindset shift. When you build the strength through and the proof, when you build that book of proof through doing your workouts and actually seeing your body start to change and that you have control and power over that, it goes into so many different areas of your life. I digress slightly. So maybe you're like me and you have no idea what that is, but I want you to, number one, keep your mind open to ideas because I don't want you to close it in. I want you to try some new things. I want you to take a chance on yourself. I want you to, maybe you have a bunch of ideas floating around in your head. And in that case, I want you to list them out. And I want you to do one or two little things to just kind of play around with it and see if it's something that really, truly is a direction you want to go in. So find that thing that lights you up and gets you so excited that you just cannot wait to get up in the morning and start working on it. If you have something in your life that you cannot stop thinking about, no matter how hard you try, that's a pretty good indicator that that is your passion and your purpose. And like I said, then you need to find people to surround yourself with who are just motivated and inspired. And again, maybe they are people inside of that same passion and purpose, and maybe they're not. But and I'm sure like this is all over the internet, all over audiobooks, all over stuff like that. But in case you haven't heard this, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if you're looking at the 5 people you spend the most time with, and obviously sometimes like it's our family and we can't like ship them off and get rid of them. We don't want to ship them off and get rid of them, but you know, maybe you need to work on filling your life a little bit with those people who you're like, wow, they are a badass. Like that person already is a badass. Like go surround yourself with that. And spend a little more time, again, even if it's virtually, go spend some time with them each and every day, if at all possible, a couple times a week, whatever it is, because like I said, you're going to feed off of that energy. You are going to hitch a ride on their coattails, basically, and you are going to start to, if you are changing those 5 people you're spending the time with, most time with, if you are elevating the level of those people by choosing who you're letting into your life a little bit more selectively, then that's going to start to bring you up. And especially if you can find a mentor who believes in you. This was a big key for me because like I said, I didn't necessarily have that self-belief to begin with. I had to find somebody who believed in me, who believed that I was capable of all of this. And I had to feed off of their belief for a while until I could start to build my own confidence enough to then, you know, and I still work with the same mentor because he just brings that out of me. And I know like if I'm having a day or a week or a month where I'm, you know, just like things just aren't clicking and jiving like they should, I can go spend some time with him. Again, most of the time it's virtually. And like that belief comes back because I know he believes in me, and it brings the belief in myself back up to the surface again. So those are my 3 tips. I hope that really helped. And like I said at the beginning, I think it was when I was chatting about taking care of yourself. If you've been sitting here listening and you're like, I need some of that in my life, I just don't know where to get it. I don't know where to start. I'm lost. Like I want somebody to help reach out and help me. I am reaching out to help you right now. So I have a couple of things going on, and maybe you listen to this and you're like, this is not for me. That's fine. I hope that you still got so much out of my 3 tips and you go out and start living into that brighter, more energetic, more alive version of yourself. But if this sounds good to you, let's chat. I mean, there's no obligation. It doesn't hurt to just chat about it and see if maybe it is right for you. So the first thing, like I was saying, is we have a brand new workout program that is starting on Monday. And so you're going to be getting this workout program 20 to 30 minutes, like I was talking about, a day. And it's a whole variety of workouts. It's from anywhere from beginner all the way up to more advanced fitness levels. So if you've never worked out and you're like, I just need somewhere to start, this actually is a really good place to start. You're looking for something harder, this has that too. It's all like, I love how they do this, where everybody can do it and do it to the best of their potential and their ability right now. And you can kind of grow with these programs. But so it's not just the workouts though. So you are also going to be getting into my virtual gym group. And I call my virtual gym Striving to Be Better Than Yesterday, because that's all we are doing in there is every single day, we are each individually, as a group, individually working on becoming just a little bit better version than we were yesterday. And if you, rather than looking at it like, I want to get from where I am right now, like all the way down to letter Z, which is super overwhelming. And most people are like, I can't do that. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to stop. Like all we're doing is making little tiny changes, just one day at a time, day by day. And that's why I call it Striving to Be Better Than Yesterday. It's our own personal journey, but we do it as a group together. So you're going to get so much inspiration and motivation. It is that place where you can just draw on everybody's energy and everybody's motivation and belief in you, because people in there are so supportive of each other. We cheer each other on, and I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks and just ideas and answering your questions. If you're getting stuck, that's what I'm there for. I also do weekly check-ins with everybody via email, just to make sure that you're on track and just to see, so you can kind of figure out, like, did I have a good week? Did I have not so good week? Like, what can I improve on next week? What am I going to focus on? And it's just a way to open up the dialogue. If there is something that you really need help with, that's another great place to just take a minute and reflect on what you need my support on, but also what you want to do better for the upcoming week, and what you kicked ass at. Because let's face it, sometimes we just need to give ourselves a little bit of recognition for the wins that we did have. So that's one thing. So if you want, like I said, it's starting on Monday, July 29th. So that is coming up. If you are interested, if you want details, you need to message me right now so we can get you going. I also will have another one of those starting end of August. I don't have an exact date, but so if you're like, well, Monday's a little too rushed, but I do want to get into it a little bit later, we can get you set up for that one too. Number 2, and this is, oh my gosh, I have hair in my mouth. This is something I am so excited about, because I've done things similar to this in the past, but not quite like this. So I am doing this with one of the other coaches who I I love this girl. We work so well together, and I am so excited for what we are going to bring to everybody. If you are like sitting there being like, oh, like, I just want to be like kind of in a deeper level. I want to be sharing that inspiration. Like, it's great to be on my own personal journey, be feeling good, be taking care of me. But like, what I really want to do is to like help inspire other people too, like what you do. We have a group coming up on August 5th. It's going to be for 30 days. And this is going to be a chance for you to just try out what it's like to influence, inspire, motivate other people to be on your own health journey and to be sharing that and to be, like I said, be inspiring other people and inviting them to do it with you so that you start to have your own little tribe of people around you who like you all get to lift each other up, and you'll be welcomed into our groups as well. So you'll have a place for everybody to go and have a nice little home that's kind of all set up for you. But that way you can start to welcome like your own girls or your own guys into that, and have your own people doing it with you. The more the merrier, right? The more inspiration and motivation we can get in our community, the more powerful it becomes, in my opinion anyway. So this is going to be, like I said, it's going to be a little try it, and we are going to every single day be walking you through exactly what you need to do. So it's not just going to be like dive in, good luck. Like, we are going to be every single day showing you, sharing our journeys, sharing how to share your journey, how to ask people like who to go ask, who to ask to join you, how to invite those people to hop into your group and to go on the health journey with you. So all of that and then some. So I am so excited. And like I said, it's a try it group. So after 30 days, if you're like, you know what, like that was super fun, but like this just isn't my thing, you know what? It's fine. You can just, we'll just get everything all canceled. You'll stop and you will be good to go. If, however, after 30 days, you're like, well, that was pretty cool. I want to keep trying. I want to keep going with this and give this thing a try. You're going to be all set up. You're already going to have 30 days under your belt of momentum, and you are going to be set up to rock this fall. The idea behind it is for, well, if you have kids, so for like me, my goal is to actually save up some income that I earn for back to school stuff for my kids, because I have 3 kids and it's expensive. I have some other ladies who are jumping in who like they want to start college classes, or you know, they're trying to save up for some tuition for themselves. I have some others who just, they have some ideas of like fun fall activities or long weekend trips they want to go on. So we all have something like a purpose that we are saving for. So we are going to have an amazing month. I am so super excited for it. And again, it's brand new. It's going to be so exciting. If you want to give that a try, again, just shoot me a message, let me know, email, go to my website. My website is anniemccartyfitness.com. Find me on social media, however it works best for you to get in touch. Or like if you see this replay in my event, my Facebook event, you can just shoot me a message on Facebook. That works too. So I am so happy that you joined me today. I am so excited to share all of this with you, and I hope you got at least 1 or 2 things out of this, and hopefully a lot more than that really helped you. I know I will be seeing some of you in that amazing like try it coach group soon, and a few more of you guys jumping in just to work on your own personal health and fitness journeys too in my new workout group. So I can't wait to see you there and to continue this conversation with you. So I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. My computer mouse would work. I could actually stop the recording. Okay, we are actually going to use the laptop pad. Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a great one. Bye.